African Americans and minorities, we have always been selling. I mean, we call it we're hustlers. We just didn't categorize it and formalize it in certain ways, but we've been bartering since the beginning of time, and that's just what we do.
By aligning with these diverse suppliers, it allows us to expand our depth and our breadth of assortment, which enables us to meet the needs of the ever-changing customer base.
At Dollar General, what we're trying to solve for is how do we be stores of the community versus stores in the community. And so if I'm going to be a store of the community, then one of the things I want to be clear on, what are the products that are relative to the customer bases where we sit.
Entrepreneurship is a team sport. And the same as Dr. Battle said, you know, they look at the retailer one way, but they don't understand the retailer also is concerned and is being considerate of what is in your best interest as well, because if business goes bad for either one of you, nobody wins.
You have to have someone on staff, right, that's head of supplier diversity. That is very important, right? Number two, you have to have leadership support, right? Very important. Top-down communication is critical, right? You have to have a strong strategy.
This is two-way education. I got to work with my merchants and teach them how to actually identify diverse suppliers, how to slow down and bring them along, and with an intentional partnership on the journey. And then from the flip side, I got to make sure that diverse suppliers have done their homework and they understand what the fit is. And then it's those external partnerships like we've done with, you know, ECRM and creating platforms with RangeMe, having diverse suppliers come in, submit products. Now, what we want to do is, I'm a firm believer that the behaviors you reward are the behaviors that people will repeat.
It does have to be an integrated process. It has to align with the business strategy of the company. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense for those top leaders who have so many priorities they're trying to address. And if they don't know how this is going to impact the bottom line, then it's not going to be meaningful and value add to the company.
I think there's the two things that need to get the vendors up and running in the proper way is definitely, you know, a tight supply chain, and they know that they can deliver the goods on time in the way they need, and being able to open LCs the proper way and know that they're protected in delivering. And then also the financing is always going to be important.
The starting point is, are you certified before we can even have a conversation? If you don't have that certification, then again, you don't have a ticket to be danced.
If you don't have your team fully engaged, the full team engaged, then you lose, because you're losing out on talent, you're losing out on thought leadership, you're losing out on innovation. There is a reason why you want to have all these different people with the ability to give input, because that's how you get the best and creative ideas to the table.
Us as retailers, we have an obligation or commitment, in my opinion, to help these diversity suppliers survive.
In order to build something special, there's a couple of things you gotta have. I gotta have direct access to the board, check. I gotta have a direct line of communication back and forth with the CEO, check. My chief people officer has to be aligned and be a phenomenal partner in coming alongside me with the journey, check. So when I have those key components in place, then it's easy for me to have a conversation with our chief merchandising officer about how we want to develop a platform and be intentional about it.
Sometimes things are going to go at a snail's pace, but you have to be patient, because it's all about sustainability.
Help me help you by being so ingrained that you know Dollar General like the back of your hand, where you can speak to the particular products that I have that are significant value for your customer or X, Y, and Z in this segmentation. When you can speak the language of business, the business folk, you make my job easier to help you when we talk about getting the conversation started and how do we go from a conversation to a business relationship.
You have to have structure and understand all those aspects. You have to have financing in place, and if not, take your time. You're not ready, right? And more importantly, in any business, you need to know your customer.